Hello, fellow travelers. It's Captain Ken here to visit with you about Alaska. I've been excited to share this information with you about our 2024 Alaska programs. Our countdown has begun to build up the excitement on these trips, but to also help you get registered for travel. I have been to a lot of places in the world, but Alaska is still my favorite destination. There's lots of reasons why, and we'll get into all that magnificent scenery, wildlife opportunities, train travel experience, and all of those other things later. What I'm really here to talk to you about today is our special group departures. We do these things every year, but it's our Grand Adventure package that is truly the best. It is a 2-week exploration trip that gives you both land, touring, and cruising. It is the best of both worlds in Alaska. Our Grand Adventure trip will begin July 27th. It ends on August 9th. We start with a land tour, where you ride through the wilderness in the luxury domed rail cars. You travel from Fairbanks to Denali National Park, to Talkeetna and Anchorage. In addition to this train experience, you'll visit Denali National Park on the Tundra Wilderness Tour along with the National Park Rangers, looking for wildlife and taking in that incredible Alaska landscape. While you're in Denali, you'll have a full free day of time to relax, join another excursion, or have an included dinner show. And continuing through the beautiful landscape on our luxury domed rail service, you'll travel into Talkeetna, where again you have extra time for optional excursions, things like jet boat rides, helicopter rides, fishing, zip lining, river rafting, or you can just relax in the lodge accommodations and take in those incredible views of Mount Denali, whose summit is only 59 miles away. As our land tour continues further on, the luxury domed rail experience will come into Anchorage. In Anchorage, you'll have an included excursion visiting the Turnagain Arm, Mount Alyeska, an included lunch, and a stop at the Alaska Wildlife Conservation Center, where you'll definitely get an up-close view of some rescued grizzly bears, eagles, elk, bison, lynx, and many other furry friends. As you'll end this day, you'll have a 1-hour cruise across Portage Lake with a personal view of the Portage Glacier. As our land tour comes to an end and the cruise phase of the trip begins, it's another luxury domed rail experience from Anchorage to Seward. This is where we step aboard Royal Caribbean's Radiance of the Seas. During the cruise portion of our trip, we'll visit 4 Alaskan ports, and these offer many optional excursions to do, such as whale watching, history tours, some soft adventure excursions, bear viewings, glacier landings, and so much more. It's called the Grand Adventure because you get the best of both experiences in Alaska. 6 nights of land touring with the train travel, sightseeing, accommodations, and some meals are even included. Together, that with a 7-night cruise, visiting those scenic inside passageways, 4 cruise ports, a glacier experience during the cruise, and most of your food and entertainment during the cruise. The trip is hassle-free, it's inclusive, and we provide you all of these experiences that you really only can get on a customized package. And if that's not enough, also included with the trip is me, Captain Ken. I'm your travel host. I'm traveling with you. We include transportation from Joplin, round-trip airfare, the 6-night land tour with those scenic train experiences, some of those meals during the land tour, and then when we're on the cruise, 7 nights, your cruise room includes almost all the meals on the ship, shipboard entertainment, and activity. And we have all those pesky taxes and fees and gratuities all included in one price. It's a fantastic trip. Our pricing does begin at $59.28 per person for an inside room on the cruise, $61.18 if you do an ocean view, and $65.78 for a balcony. Rates are per person, almost everything included. It's based on 2 people sharing the room. Now, if you need a price option for a single traveler, a triple occupancy or quad occupancy room, we'll have those details on our flyer, or you can contact our office for more details. Now, this is a 2-week trip, and I know some of you could be saying, well, wait a second, I can't be gone 2 weeks. Well, I understand that. So you have the option to split up our Grand Adventure, and you could take either the land tour portion, or you could take the cruise portion. Now, for those details, I'll need you to contact our office so we can send that to you. And that's not all. Just like Alaska, I have more for you today. We have another Alaska cruise option that will be traveling in July. This is a round-trip cruise from Seattle, which has some other benefits that work for a lot of travels. So one reason you would choose Seattle is not being gone as long. You can also cruise without a passport. So Seattle offers some things that not everyone can get a passport. This is a great opportunity to still go see Alaska. Our July cruise from Seattle will be hosted by our very own travel advisor, Micah Embry. This trip is also inclusive and hassle-free and includes that transportation from Joplin. This trip will depart on July 4th. You'll have an evening in Seattle to enjoy some leisure time, perhaps watch some fireworks for that day, and then you'll board Royal Caribbean's Ovation of the Seas as you sail north to visit Juneau, Skagway, Sitka, and Victoria, British Columbia, before you return back to Seattle, Roundtrip Seattle. This cruise is no passport required. You can go with a birth certificate and a photo ID. And the ship from Seattle also has some pretty cool things, including the North Star, which is an elevated glass capsule that gives you panoramic bird's eye views of the Alaska scenery. They also have on board a flow rider, surf simulating experience, and the iFly, a skydiving experience. Plus, there's many other entertainment options on board, such as aerial acrobatic shows, dance classes, game shows, outdoor movie nights, live bands. The list goes on this ship. And it's including your cruise room, your accommodation, your food, your coffee, your water, tea, and juices. And all those taxes and fees and gratuities are, again, included in our rate. Plus, you're still going to experience some great scenery, the whales, other critters, and all of the history that Alaska has to offer you in these cruise ports. This cruise price starts at, inclusive, $22.49 per person for an inside, $24.29 for an ocean view, and $30.99 for a full ocean view balcony room. So we have two outstanding groups. Well, perhaps you could say 3 or 4 if you want to break up the grand adventure. They're inclusive, they're hassle-free, they're hosted by a travel expert. There's no better time to visit Alaska than now with Galaxy, and there's no better time to book your trip than now and get some extra goodies. So if you join now, before August 18th, you'll get up to an extra $100 of onboard credit that you can use on the ship to pay for shore excursions, a specialty dinner, a spa experience. Whatever you choose to spend the money on, it's your choice. Plus, there are extra savings, up to $100 per person, and these are all magnificent deals if you book now. We can't wait to go to Alaska. We can't wait to give you our outstanding experience that we provide, and we'd love for you to join us. So to find out more, click on the link here or give us a call at 417-451-5468. Space is limited on our trips. The special savings and the extra onboard credit will end soon. Till we visit again, welcome aboard, and thank you for traveling with Galaxy.